Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Napoleon Total War 3. Since last time around, I've gone ahead and done one turn. Not done one turn, but I ended turn. And so we have full movement of all our armies and such. The movements that were made is that this Ottoman army has turned up, as well as the Ottoman navy has retreated, and it's going back. Then the Russian army continued forwards, together with the Austrian army. And let's see, what else happened? Nothing much. A bit of navies moved around. I think we can see the British navy has now turned up over here, and the Spanish, possibly chasing, but this one, you know what? Probably not, because it's all merchants. I also did some diplomatic moves because I realized, after looking along the coast there was a red line going into Spain. So Spain was trading with one of my enemies. And it turned out that we're trading with the Ottomans. And I paid them quite a hefty sum to stop trading with the Ottomans. And I gained quite a lot, so it doesn't really affect me. And then I merged some armies around here. And that was about it. Now we're gonna go ahead and change some stuff around. We've got the Emperor's Dragoons, which moves in here, but Napoleon, of course, has a full army. And also, we don't really need 5 cavalry units in one. However, this unit, which I intend to use to block the Russians coming on, it's actually Mikhail Kutuzov. He's gonna need all the help he can to defeat him, so he's gonna need some cavalry. So we're gonna move over some cavalry. We're gonna move over the cuirassiers, and we're also going to move over. They need heavy cavalry, and they need some light cavalry possibly. We have 2 light units, but this one's more of just a bodyguard for Napoleon. Maybe Napoleon will only have heavy cavalry then, if I move these 2. But that's a lot of cavalry, so maybe I should go ahead and move let's move these 2. The Mamluks and the cuirassiers, the large unit cuirassiers, will be moved over to support this army. But then we have 2 more slots, and possibly moving over the Bardish and Grenadiers, but no, I don't think so. Maybe they'll get something else. But now we have the Emperor's Dragoons in among here. Pretty good unit. Not as good as some of these others, but yeah, it's pretty good. And it's a special unit, so we obviously want it in there. At the same time, we're moving these up, and the Grenadier must have made it. Yeah, the Grenadier's already in there. This force, however, is going to move over here and push the Austrian navy out. Can we see what it is? I was hoping for trade ships, but that was not the case. Right now we're trading coffee, but spice is a lot more valuable, so we're going to move up as the Ottoman navy is moving away. And with the Austrian navy now being pushed out, we can go up and defeat it. But I was hoping there was going to be trade, so that kind of useless. And since it takes such a long time for me to recruit these boats, it probably isn't worth it. Although capturing it could be good to add it to my fleet. But I think it's better to lay here and just wait and try to build up strength. And that's that for those moves. We've got this one. The Ottomans have actually started trading with the Romanians, so I don't think there's going to be war there anytime soon. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna move Messina over here and close in on Belgrade. I don't know if I showed this. Maybe I showed that last time, that I've got a new battalion of Trillier for Corsica. You know what? Since we have so much money, we might as well recruit them there. So if we sometime get a boat by, we can go ahead and pick it up and put it ashore. Now, last time around, there was a bit of like, how far will I go with this campaign? And my idea was to go to Moscow and to defeat the Russians. And then possibly everything else would be like a secondary thing. But if you actually look at the actual campaign stuff, what I need to take is Germany. So I need to take Berlin up to Pomerania and Saxony and let's see, Hessen, Hanover and Bavaria. I don't think Bavaria. Bavaria. I need to actually annex Bavaria, so I need to backstab the Bavarians, and I've let the Bavarians build up quite the force, so that's going to be interesting. I'm going to have to backstab them at some point to actually win that campaign. And so actually go as further east I go, the further I get from my actual campaign goals. But I think that maybe then someone actually thought that I should go ahead and secure peace with some of these nations to build up my strength. Now I could do that, but I don't think they would last very long, and I'm sort of at the brink of destroying all of these bastards. The Austrians don't have long left, and Lan is actually within reach of reaching Klausenburg, Transylvania, so he can actually go ahead and take that, possibly. And what else? The Russians. Possibly peace with the Russians, though. The Ottomans, I do think I actually have the Ottomans quite battered. They only have 3 regions left. They lost 2 of them, and they're gonna lose another one because Ney is ready to attack Belgrade. And you know what? It would be nice to go ahead and play this one and avenge them for killing Davos, but I'm actually going to out-resolve this. We lost quite a heavy amount of men, almost 800. Well, yeah, as close to 800 as you can get, almost, without being 800. But I'm going to out-resolve this because there's a lot of battles going back and forth. I probably want to change this to something like a supply warehouse, actually, rather than having it as a... can I actually use it while... Can I use this? Is there anything that has 4 turns? I wonder if I set it up like that, it will knock a few turns for another, but I don't think it works like that. Well, while we deconstruct the university around you, the professors there can try to figure out how to end slavery. But Marshal Ney has set up here, and this region is completely taken, and then we can see that there's no reinforcements for this unit, and now the Ottomans find themselves in quite a pickle. I want to go ahead and check here. The Prussians aren't super annoyed with me taking that, but this frees me up to go ahead and attack through the snow and have Lan first go ahead and defeat this one, or maybe it will bring up the reinforcements. No, it will not. Just to be safe, I'm gonna out-resolve, and then boom. And then the road is open to defeat this army. Sabotage the army, we can sabotage some stuff, we can assassinate the well, no, that's we've beaten him so many times. How about you sabotage the army? That did not work, but we're not gonna need you here anymore, so what you can do is you can skedaddle over there. Take a look at what the Ottomans have there. So, Lan, go ahead and attack Klausenburg. It says the enemy has a bit of advantage there. Imagine that's to their numbers, but they do not actually have cannons, but they do have a lot of cavalry. We're talking about 750, give or take. They have the Grenzers, but no rifles, which is good. But we have strong veterans of Lan's army, and Lan is a very prestigious general. So let's go ahead and play this battle. The Battle of Klausenberg of 1806. I think I talked about that last time already. Oh no, someone asked in the comments and I replied to him. But someone asked how many turns there are in a year, because it seems like it's been 1806 for quite a long time. And there's actually, as far as I was able to count, 24 turns in a year. So there's quite a lot of them. Oh, I always forget. I think I even said at some point that I shouldn't even comment on it. And then, there we go. Looking at the terrain, this looks like good. The closest thing we get to good-ish cannon hill. What do we have here? It almost looked like a single unit. If I move a few units around, maybe I'll be able to spot. Because I've done that on other occasions where I've moved a unit around just to like the edge, and then suddenly some units pop up. But no, I think that's all we can see. So we're gonna move the cannons over here and deploy them. One on each side. Or maybe I should move them up. That might be more agreeable, moving them up. Then we got the line, which we're just gonna have a long straight line like that. A lot of people complain about me putting the volt gears in front of my line, so I'll put them way ahead of the line to sort of attract the attention of the enemy. Then I'll draw them back. But usually I don't really care that much that a few of them die. Horrible of me. And then we have the elite here as the reserves. We've got the Marines. They didn't do a particularly good job first time around. I sent them in because they were almost completely massacred by the rifles. But the Austrians don't have any rifles anymore, which is good. Right, let's move the cannons up. I imagine something like this. No, we'll move them over to the side like that. So hopefully it stays out of the forest. Then the line will just hold their position and wait for the command to move up. It's probably going to take a while to get the cannons in order. And I probably moved them a bit too far forward. Let's move them like that. And speed it up. The enemy general is moving around, possibly getting his troops in order. And suddenly cavalry arrives and I'm unable to respond in time to send the enemy off. One thing that I can see here is we got this wall, which, if it weren't for the fact that it's looking up towards a hill, it could be quite good to sort of spread out alongside as the enemy advances towards our cannons. Let's go ahead and have the volt gears. Go ahead and go up to that forested area right there. And then I think, oh crap, that's not how I was supposed to do it. Let's have a general advance up like this. Now normally why I don't draw the lines like this and I just click the unit to advance is because, as you can see, the units have a lot of different unit count in them. So when the biggest one might get 3 lines, the smallest one might only get 1 or 2. So that's normally why I just clicked forwards, but some people were annoyed by that as well. Forward the guard. The general will stay behind. And then the light cavalry will swing out. The heavy cavalry can be stationed in the forest behind the line and to pounce out like a dangerous tiger. Have the battery Commence fire, I'd say. We're fighting in the snow. The Austrians are just standing there as a cannon target. What we can do is we can relocate the reserve over to this side and then push up through here. You know what? It's actually raining. And then we can take a closer look at what the hussars... Yeah, the map ends here. The cannonballs struck the target, and the Austrians, I want to say the Austrians are either in disarray, but they seem to take it with quite... not a lot of them died. It looks as though 2 of them died right there. They're hugging each other. Well, there's 2 guys over there. One flew all the way over there. Well, I guess parts of him flew all the way over there. You know, given the fact that the enemy had a full stack, I can't see the full stack. The Voltigeurs open fire on the 5th unit of Grenza, which is moving up in line. I'm not sure. Maybe he's due. Yeah, whatever. Where is all the enemy troops? We are receiving fire now, and we will restation them a bit. And then the cannons will go ahead and switch to canister. Oh, these 2 cannons are very close to each other. And I'll actually... oh, a bullet went through and killed one of the bodyguards of the general. Well, maybe then he'll move over a bit to the side. The canister is now flying, and cavalry is moving in, which is not good for the Voltigeurs if they caught out there. So they're gonna have to move back to the line. The canister can continue though, because if the cavalry wants to come here, they'll get blown into smithereens. French artillery! Nothing can beat French artillery. Yes, very good. The Austrian hussars decide to do a dance right in front of the cannons before they strike them, and the cannon will, the artillery will fall back. Not a lot of the crew was killed, but we are now going to be unable to move the artillery. More horsemen arrive. Someone said that if you wait and hold your fire until the very last moment, and then fire, that you could possibly scare the enemy cavalry away. But that seems like a very risky maneuver, and I'm not entirely sure if that was meant for unmodified version of the game. Not as in vanilla Napoleon, but it's unmodified Napoleon Total War 3. Let's have these guys come up, and we're gonna swing in these guys on the flank quite quickly. This unit suffered heavily through that cavalry charge. It's gonna be pulled back, but it looks like we are victorious all over, and we're gonna push these guys forwards together with these. And now it stopped raining and it started snowing. And you know what? The flank, which I pushed out, is gonna have to form square, and it's also gonna have to pull back because we got enemy troops coming in from around the forest. The cavalry will now switch position. The heavy cavalry will move out here, and the Voltigeurs will come out to aid on this position. These guys are still holding. We've got more Hungarian hussars turning up. Oh, I was just about to release the squares, but more cavalry is turned out through the forest. And quite a lot of Hungarian Fusiliers are now making their way onto the square. And the squares are not at all as effective in this as they are in vanilla, which can sometimes be quite troublesome, as we saw with the Ottoman army, where a cavalry spam could destroy you. They go ahead and attack this weaker unit again, but this time around they've lost a lot of men. We're gonna have to do something over here. These guys are gonna have to turn like that, and these gonna be behind, and we're gonna enable them to fire again, because now with the elevation of the ground, I do believe that we can go ahead and fire like that. There's a lot of enemy cavalry coming on, which we do not like, and that means the squares cannot retreat, and that means that the Austrian infantry can gain a lot of ground on us. But I do have this square is breaking apart, so it's gonna have to retreat, run away, and I'm gonna send down the general over here. We're gonna have to counter-charge the enemy with the heavy cavalry. So the heavy cavalry is gonna make their way over there, and then I do think we're gonna have the light cavalry swing around. You there, form square, and you there behind, form square. Protect. And then we're going to have the light cavalry swing around on the right side. Heavy cavalry is now moving in, although slow, but they are moving in. And then this unit, I guess we can get you in between there. The 37th Regiment is about to break, but they are supported by cavalry now, which might be able to help. And the general is on his way. The Voltigeurs will move out further on the flank as to well, the first thing is not to shoot the general, and the second is to be able to actually shoot at something without shooting their friends. The enemy is coming in for a charge over there. We're gonna push these guys in the flank. The general is now here. He's gonna rally them, and then he's gonna inspire this unit to make sure that it holds. Hold, men! Hold for France! And the Austrians break. You know what? I would follow them, but that's not going to happen. So it's going to fall back with the general, and then this one's going to go back into line. These two, these break. So this is going to go into line and open fire, and the general is going to come around behind there. These guys, rightly so, are falling back. The Voltigeurs will move up a bit, and the heavy cavalry will continue their pursuit, but no, I don't think that's worth it anymore, so they will turn back and attack the light infantry, or the Grenzers right here. The Austrians are a bit all over the place over here. Oh, I forgot the Hussars. The Hussars will move. We've got another unit which has broken off over here. This unit, I imagine it suffered a lot just for the men here in behind firing into it, because the enemy closed in. So you will move back. These two probably suffered heavily through friendly fire, because I wasn't able to completely control this area. So move up to the wall and start firing on the enemy. You will drop square and you will move out over here, and then the large unit will move and be quite far behind it, but ready to support these two behind here, and then light cavalry coming around. The main line is holding for now, but the heavy cavalry must come in to aid. Where do we have the general? He's lost another man from his bodyguard. We're gonna relocate some of the men over here, since having them behind the cannon is not that useful. And then this one will go over there. The enemy's coming on hard. Why aren't you firing? There's targets right in front of you. Start spraying that area with canister. This unit's gonna have to fall back towards the forest. Most units here. Oh! Our carabiniers was stopped by the enemy square. I've never had a cavalry unit, I think, retreat. All these smaller units are gonna have to pull back towards the forest. And the voltigeurs as well. The canister is now flying. We need something to secure this hole in the line over here. We're gonna support this unit by coming around back here. And these guys are once again under fire. Go for that unit. Moving in over there. We still have it, I think, clearly at our advantage. But still, keep pounding that enemy. Why don't you try to fire down there? And then this large unit will actually switch place with these two. So we'll have these two up there and that one down there. The voltigeurs out there. The light cavalry sending this unit away. We're spraying canister down there. This one has fallen back, and we've got the Marine Guards behind the wall firing out towards the 19th reserves. How about the push of bayonets? I think the enemy is about to break. Marine Guards, advance. And looking across the battlefield, it looks like we're winning all over the place. Make your advance. I'm just going to go ahead and quickly move these guys and get rid of this one. Make sure that does not come back. Maybe even attack this one in the back. That's probably better, actually. And then back to the Marine Guards. Form. And then charge! The reserve Fusilier unit is broken. The only thing that seems to be remaining on the field of battle is the enemy general, which is situated up there in the forest. I will have an advance towards the enemy general. All men will advance in the direction of the enemy. All except this one. They can sit out the fight. What are you guys actually firing at? Are you firing into the forest? Yes, I believe they are now firing on the general. Or at the general, I should say. He's got 12 bodyguards left. I imagine it is this guy that is the Emperor. Or maybe it's this guy. I'm not entirely sure. Or maybe it's the one with the medal. That might be the case. We've got some grenadiers moving in there. Ah! We have a unit that has come back. Form to face it. And then this grenadier regiment will also come over here. I imagine that the this reserve unit will break pretty soon. Was it the one that we charged, maybe? The 19th. They are losing men, and the grenadiers haven't even opened fire. And they're starting to just break down completely. Looks like it looked like the second line was about to run away. But they were only changing position. Ah! We can see a unit now. There's a square right there next to the general of Grenzer infantry. As you can see the line here, when you have different size units and you draw it out, you have this big one there and then this smaller one there. These guys still persist. Ready bayonets! Ah, they've lost their officer. It's only the drummer. The drummer will lead the charge. Let's see if the enemy will stand. As the Marines once again go ahead and charge into fire. This time led by one brave drummer. The few men that actually stood to receive the bayonet charge was cut down quite quickly. At the same time, over at the general, the Grenzer unit has opened fire. But we got light cavalry coming in to attack them from behind. We actually did, I must say, rather poorly in this battle. Which I'm going to blame it on the fact that I have a bit of a headache. But it might be the fact that, yeah, you know what? Shit happens sometimes. The enemy is about to be attacked by the light cavalry. I think that guy, quite a few of these guys were actually probably shot by these men. So go ahead and advance. Boom. And the general is running off. The light cavalry suffered enough just friendly fire as they went in there to force them to retreat. Anyways, we won the battle, an heroic victory. Victory in the snow. Maybe this disastrous fight, not disastrous, but a poor fight in the snow is indicative of something that may come in the future as we go against the Russians. We march into the Russian snow. Yes, I don't think we've ever seen a loss like this. 1,804 men. So that's quite a high number, especially since according to this... Damn! Wait! I've lost that many, but they only... Wait, did I kill 500 men of friendly fire? When everyone says you need to be worried about friendly fire, I haven't really checked to see how much friendly fire I actually do. But... it seems as though I did quite a lot of friendly fire, because there's almost a 500 men difference. There's a 480 something difference, which is quite a lot. The enemy suffered also about 400 of their own, or maybe those were actually men running away, but yeah. That's quite a lot, but we took the region. What's the resupply rate? It's poor. So as soon as we can, we probably should march back into the Hungarian plains. Lan took it, and he gained the grasp of the shovel. The shovel. So he's learning how to siege. So in this episode, we took 2 regions, one from the Austrians and one from the Ottomans. Let's see if we can get some kind of a peace with the Austrians. They have nothing left. Let's just go ahead and request peace like this first. Oh! You know what? They agreed to it. Austria retreats. Feeble and destitute. They're hostile. How about some trade? Will you... Pff, you want me to pay you for it? I mean, war might come with them soon again, but, I mean, Look at this. You've got nothing, Austria. You've got nothing. Just give in. Sit this war out. I mean, by God, you have nothing. The so-called Emperor of Austria is forced to live across the mountains, so far from his own capital. And this leaves the full stack army that was marching next to the Russians. Means that they've retreated, which gives... wait, who did we have here? John the... yeah, Sol. Leaves Sol here to deal with Mikhail Kutuzov on his own. Which is good. I'm still a bit fearful what the Ottomans will do on the poor Greeks. I'm pretty sure they will be able to defeat this Greek army and then march to take Greece. See what they... yeah, they're not too happy, but it's not like we're going to war. But looking at this, I think this will be the end. So, hopefully you enjoy this episode, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!